We asked respondents, what EHS processes they're rolling out with mobile, because there really is an opportunity for mobile to streamline some of these core EHS processes. And you mentioned incident reporting. Perhaps unsurprisingly, 54% of respondents had widely rolled out incident reporting with mobile, followed by 30% for audits and inspections, 18% for critical event management, 14% for risk assessment. Now, I'll give my brief three takeaways here, and I'm interested in your takeaways too, Scott. But looking at this, I feel like it's great that 54% have wide mobile rollout for incident reporting, but overall, I mean, that's still relatively low. For industry, you would expect that there would be higher mobile adoption in a lot of cases. So just over half have enabled their workforce to do incident reporting on, a phone or a tablet. So there's tons of greenfield opportunity to make that more accessible. Another thing that stood out to me with the data here is that mobile rollout has been focused on processes that align to compliance. And there's lower adoption of mobile for perhaps, proactive safety type processes. So those were a couple things that stood out to me. What's jumping out at you here, Scott?
No, I think you're exactly right. I think we sometimes have to tell ourselves, right, is that mobile in the workplace is still fairly new. Now we've had mobile devices, personal devices for quite a while, but adapting them to the front line has certainly been something, that we've all really had to take a measured perspective, because many of us never wanted a mobile device on the front line anyways, right? Because of distraction. So now we've at least started to consider, is there more value than there is risk? And it's normal that you start with those areas where you're trying to mitigate or you're trying to eliminate risk from the work system. So incident reporting, I think it's a good start, right? So we can understand what the risks are, and then we can look to mitigate them. The same with audits and inspections, critical events, risk assessment. Many of those we're just looking for risk inside of the work systems. I'm going to say here, if we did this survey in the next 3 years, that will continue to grow as we adapt to more mobile control. I think the role that I see mobile playing in when we look at streamlining it, it's going to focus on the frontline worker on critical tasks, right? Because they have a plethora of things that they're also responsible for. So I think you'll always see us looking at what are these critical things that I really need to know that also improves engagement, right? So what are the things that they are directly exposed to that maybe I don't know about, and can I engage them differently by getting that data, understanding it, and doing something about it?